let's take a look at this MotoStars video. Bike broken to pieces. Whoa. Oh, yeah, we can see some of that stuff. That'd be painful if that crashed on you. Happy Green 55.
Very intense video for you. I hope all of you will learn something from these situations.
Yeah, open lane pattern. You see that?
Safe.
Right? We're in the blind spot. Open lane pattern. Are you honking the horn? How come they didn't see you with your high vis, buddy? Because we're such a small target here. Such a small target. We're going to try to talk about 5 tips on what we should and should not do as motorcycle riders. And something like that. Anyways, open lane pattern. We're going to go ahead and... There it is. We're lane splitting. They moved over in that open lane. So if you guys don't know what the open lane is, we just saw that originally. But this is an open lane right here. Okay, big open lane. Not something you want to jump right into because other vehicles can get into that. If that's a spot for other vehicles, they're going to take it. So if we're lane filtering, yeah, that might be our escape, but that's also where they're going. So we got to figure it out. We got to slow it down, not go super fast when we're splitting. So this is a good example of what we can do. Just don't rev bomb. Just get yourself out of the way. Call it a day. It's a good job with the slowing down part. Get yourself in a better line of sight. Now you have good line of sight, and then move on. It's not a big deal that... Angel, come on, man. You know that. You know better. Another open lane pattern right there. All right, going pretty fast here, buddy. Not the smartest. We hit a bump crossing over the line. Please don't crash. Please don't crash. I don't want people crashing. How many times have we seen that? How many times have we seen speed wobbles because of these highway pools, right? How many times have we seen these speed wobbles because of highway pools? So what we're doing here is we're pushing our bike to the limit, not just speed. So this is where I get it, some feedback from you guys. It's like, oh, they're not going too fast, blah, 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 bikes. The thing is, the engine might be able to handle this speed, right? It's getting pushed, but can your suspension handle this speed? Can your tires handle this speed? Are your handlebars and all the bolts and everything in good working order? Is your chain in good working order? Are your brakes in good working order? Do you have fluids that are appropriate? Is everything topped off and clean and good? Is everything in working order? Because if your bike isn't just your engine, so you have to take care of things. And sometimes these bikes, they don't have the top of the line stuff. They're consumer bikes. They're not race bikes. So they're giving you consumer stuff, not top of the line race stuff, unless you did your own upgrades and mods. So when we're crossing over this bump, you're going to see the bump right here. So we're crossing over this line right here. As soon as we hit that, our suspension is going to start doing this. And guess what? When our suspension does this, our handlebars do this. And guess what? When our handlebars do this, it's a tank wobble. It's a speed wobble, whatever it is, death wobble, whatever you want to call it. So what we can do, because as a consumer, okay, that's how they look at us when we're riding these motorcycles, is it can do that, but they're hoping you're going to do the speed limit because that's kind of what these things are designed for, is the speed limit. For consumers, not for racing. Yes, it could do this. It's a weird thing. You get the freedom to do it. There's no real governor outside of probably 130 is the governor. But as soon as we hit that bump, boom, started doing this. And now you're stuck with physics. The gyroscopic precession, the bike wants to stay up, but it's just going to crash if too many factors are involved. Very lucky. Very lucky. And you can just get knocked off too. And it's going to go get back up to speed. All right, that 636 guy, here we go. Why'd we blur that out? It was an impact. He impacted his hand. You see how it was almost the same thing? Little speed wobbles. Speed wobbles. Speed wobbles.
No, but you're good, bro. You're good. No worries.
Yeah, I got very lucky. Very lucky. All right.
Took a great deal of risk with this maneuver, but fortunately managed to make it in time in front of the truck driver.
Okay. Oh, why are we passing on the left? What are we doing passing on the left? No, not smart at all, dude. Not smart at all. No, don't be doing that. That was dumb. So tip number 2, don't pass on the left in intersections with big-ass trucks. Did I even do tip number 1? I don't know. We're not paying attention to that stuff. Someone put a branch on the road. Is this Big Daddy? Watch me take out these rollerbladers. We put a big branch in the... Whoa! So good job. Do you see the rider up front? Lifted his butt up. Straightened up and lifted his butt up. Good job. That right there is perfect maneuvers going over an obstacle. So the reason why he's doing that, so this is tip number 3, how to go over an obstacle, is that when you see something like that and you can't avoid it, lift your butt up because that back end will do this, your back tire. After it hits that, the front one will do that, but then the back one will do that. So when the first one does this, it's like boom, boom. And when it does this part, it's going to knock you forward, which is going to make you lose balance. It's going to cause you to put more weight on those handlebars, which could cause you to do this. So if you lift your butt up, your legs is like an extra suspension for the back. So it did a great job right here. Couldn't avoid it. Ran it over. So if you see him do this, if you see a person that they could do this right here, this should be in your mind, you can do it too. If you want to practice it, take a piece of wood like the 2x4, go to the parking lot, practice going up and over, up and over, up and over. Or a speed bump. Go find a speed bump in a parking lot. Go over it nice and slow, but go up and over, up and over. Okay, lift your butt up. Handled it. Handled it. Awesome Destiny shenanigans. Hope you're doing well. Oh! Stupid little bird.
Yeah.
Little goose. So this is when we can rescue. Okay. He is unconscious. Cobra Chickens took out a motorcyclist in front of us tonight. Made the 911 call and big shout out to the police service, fire department, and Wellington paramedics for arriving so quickly. The motorcycle appears okay, as my wife attended to her until help came. Ooh, unfortunately, no one. Okay, she is unconscious, or the rider's unconscious. So good job with the truck driver. Basically blocking traffic, because part of rescue is remain calm, ensure your own safety. With ensuring your own safety, having somebody direct traffic, not even direct. You don't need to direct. You just need to slow down traffic. You need to get them aware that something's different. Okay, so just like doing this is good enough, because they're like, hey, what are you doing? And they might now go into more of an orange stage themselves. So when we see this right here, let's talk about real quick mechanism of injury. So when we talk about mechanism of injury, this is tip number 4, whatever. I don't know what tip are we on. Tip number 4, mechanism of injury. When somebody crashes, somebody gets hurt, it's usually indicative of what type of trauma that was happened. So if a baseball bat to the head, guess what? They're not going to have ankle pain. They're going to have head pain. They're going to have a traumatic brain injury. So when we see something like this and somebody falls to their left, guess what? They're not going to have right pinky pain. It's going to be mainly their left shoulder, left hip, maybe collarbone, maybe hit their head. So now they have a headache, possible traumatic brain injury, ankles underneath the motorcycle. So mostly left side. That's going to kind of put you in that position of, let's go ahead and focus on left side first, and then we'll go to the right side. So if they do have like a major bleed and they're bleeding out somewhere on their left side, because that's where you're focused now, you can go ahead and apply direct pressure, tourniquet, pack the wound if you need to. We talk about that with the rescue pack and the booklet that comes with it. So there's the dump right there. Why do you think we dumped? So we're going to talk a little bit about that too, is that we slammed that front brake. That front brake was slammed. It locked up that front tire, lost traction on that front tire, fell down. We see that all the time in this. Fell down, hit their head. Just terrible.
Oh my God.
Unconscious at that point, or just like laying there so that they just don't want to move because they're in pain now. Something's happening. So thankfully we have people here to help. Good job. It looks like a half helmet. All right, here we go.
My calculations here.
Oh.
Today.
Yeah, right? Good job. So MotoStars has been blurring out these things just because of demonetization policies, but that's fine.
Big mistake, he lost control.
All right, going pretty fast around the corners. We're in orange stage.
Brake safely.
Oh, picked a terrible line. Can't stop really right here. You're just hitting a bunch of stuff. Right shoulder possibly. Could easily break your collarbone right there. Right knee. So right here, everyone else should be staying calm, relaxing, so that we can help out. There you go. So when we see this is just kind of like one of those things I want to talk about real quick, is that we're out riding like this. We all have gear. Look at this. These guys have massive gear, lots of expensive stuff, but nobody is getting medical training. Nobody has a trauma kit. Nobody has the medical side of it. It's like they're trying to prevent it, the crash, by having skill. They invest a lot of money into the gear, but there's no like backup. The backup is in case somebody is bleeding to death, how do you stop that? If somebody has a traumatic brain injury and they're like feeling a little woozy, but they want to get back on the bike, and you just let them. How do you prevent that? If you knew how terrible traumatic brain injury is and what it can do to your coordination, you wouldn't let them on the bike. And so that's what I'm trying to get at here is that if you're investing, if invest in gear, and even if you invest in your skills, what skills are you investing in? Are you investing in the riding skills? Great. And also try to look into investing into the medical and the trauma related skills where you can help somebody. It's just important, you know? It's a well-rounded person, well-rounded rider. You're able to help each other and prevent things. It's like, it's a full cycle. It's a full circle of being a smart rider, really. And that's why we do this, right? Rescues injured motorcycles to medical training.
Bring it up. 1, 2, 3.
Oh,
Put the camera around your neck.
Lay it back down.
Yeah, lay it back.
well, you might
Oh, lay-
put it out in the dirt.
No. It's done.
I know.
Yeah, that's fine.
Instincts of my
Uber instincts. Okay. Are we dumping the bike? Oh, was that a cop right there? Was that a cop? Oh, he's not wanting to get back up. All right, let's take a look at this. He went really low.
instincts of my Uber autism.
I think that's a cop. Looks like a cop.
Observe
So he was going a little too slow, a little too far down in the lean. Sometimes you don't need to lean so far. You really don't. Is it a picture car? Okay. You don't need to lean so far if you're going slow. Okay. Leaning is meant for like a higher speed. And the only reason why you need to lean that far is because you're going super high speed and you're still trying to make a very sharp corner. You could pretty much take these upright. Okay. And as soon as we lost balance, and before we lost any true balance, we put our hand down. Okay, maybe our foot, you see that right there? Maybe our right foot touched the ground, and then we put our hand down. Terrible situation. Terrible situation. Make sure you guys wear full gear just in case something like that happens. But you don't need to go so far down. And if it's for a picture, then I get it. But all right, tip number 5, don't do this. I thought he was gonna eat it. His intrusive thoughts won. No, not the smartest. Angry Camry driver versus sport bike. Here we go. Throws a water bottle out. You went to hit the car though. Okay, pretty terrible people out there. Pretty terrible people out there. It's a roundabout, not a straight about. All right. Watch out. Okay, side of the vehicle. Apply the brakes, or at least get yourself into a better escape path. 2 rivers. Okay. Just let's take a look. I don't want to read. Oh, very dangerous. Very dangerous. Very dangerous. Very dangerous. Very dangerous. I wouldn't do that. They can wait. They can wait. I know nothing. All right. Watch out for anybody getting in your lane just like that. So that right there wasn't really the car driver's fault, but here's the thing. We're going through this corner right here. So we're going through this corner. It's going to be an orange stage because we can't see much. This is going to be a line of sight issue. We don't know what's around this corner. So positioning yourself for safety, this is why we talk about the plan method so much. And it's what I do all the time when it comes to driving, riding, anything. I just like doing the plan method. Position for safety is a huge one. So I'm going to say we're going to be right here because it's going to give me a better line of sight what's around the corner. So line of sight is very important to me, space cushions, and then having an escape path. That's part of positioning for safety. So I'm going to be over here just in case somebody decides to do this, okay? Now, if you don't want to do that, if you just want to have a default, like this is what I always do, this is what I always do right here. I like to be in the middle. So there's left, middle, and then right. So you can do left, center, right, but I'm going to say left, middle, right. Stay in the middle because if somebody decides to, the car right here takes up that right part of the lane, what I can do is just kind of shift over and, get over into the left side very easily. That's going to be something that's easy versus like you're doing outside, inside, outside. You're going to have to do this crazy swerve. So middle for me. But the left side is going to be the best position for this just because you saw the hazard. Now you got to move to the left, which is exactly what this rider did. And it just happens. And it's like, can we get mad at this person? It's like, no, they don't want to hit the cyclist. It just so happens that we came together at the same time. Sign up for the MTC Rider Academy, guys. Sign up. And if you don't, if you're good with it after, then cancel. And then by the time next year happens, there's gonna be so much stuff that you missed out on. Ooh, slow speed maneuvers, everybody. Which, by the way, we have this digital version and all the videos of this on the MTC Rider Academy. Practice your lefty-loosies. This looks like a righty-tighty situation right here. So we have a pretty big parking lot. Pretty big parking lot. He just did a U-turn there. Pretty big parking lot. This looks at least 40 feet wide. Okay, the drills, you just need 60 by 40. So it's a typical parking lot. Pretty easy to do. So what you need to do, if you notice, it looks like the camera's on his head. And so what you want to do for that, if you notice here, is he's not looking super far. He's kind of looking a little bit right here. So if I'm turning, right, if I'm looking straight at you and I'm just barely looking like this and I'm trying to turn, it's not going to be good enough. I want to be able to do this. I want to turn my head completely, chin on my shoulder. So I'm looking, chin on my shoulder, and I'm looking behind me. I'm looking at you, right? I'm not looking like this. I'm looking at you. So then when I turn, I'm going towards where I'm going, and I'm looking at my exit behind me. So make sure you practice. You got the PDF version on your phone? I love the PDF version. Love the PDF version. That's why I put it on the phone. I changed it up so that it's a phone-friendly version where it's vertical, so you can have it on the dash. And so when you're practicing, you don't need the booklet all the time. If you buy the booklet, you get the phone-friendly version. MTC Rider Academy, you get to download the phone-friendly version. It's just, I'm going to do a little bit more stuff like that. It just takes me a little bit of time. But yeah, practice. Maybe he was practicing. Who knows? Oh, open lane pattern. We almost got hit. We swerved, or not, we didn't swerve. We accelerated out of there. Very good. We're in the blind spot here. We're on the blind spot here. As soon as we see that they come over, remember, escape paths isn't just braking and swerving. It's also acceleration. Because we have an escape path in front of us. It's a great one. We don't swerve left. There's no escape path. Swerving right, it could work. Just increase the space cushion. But we might hit the curb braking. There's a car behind us. You see it in the mirror on the right? So we might not be able to do the things that we're trained to do, and they don't really teach you to accelerate out of things. So we can accelerate out of things, especially if we have a nice straightaway. We got to watch out for this guy switching over, though. Sees it? Accelerate. Got himself out of there. All right, here we go. I know nothing. All right, let's figure it out then. Ooh, nice little swerve. Little merging issues right there. Little merging issues. Arctic Jeff, here we go. Nice staggered formation. Left turn approaching. Very good. Okay, let's see what happens. They're using hand signals. This is why we have cardos, so we can tell each other, oh, find the escape. Find the escape. Very good. Very good. Very good. Good job. Good job. It's embarrassing, but you did it. This is a neat little road. Just got to watch out. Whoa. Time to rescue. You saw that guy fly off? Time to rescue. Ensure your own safety. Pulling off to the side. Very good. I couldn't talk. I didn't want to believe what I just saw. I need to get my freaking 360 camera on the back like that, because I really want to show you guys proper lane positioning from like that third person view instead of just on the front. Technology's changing. Technology's changing. I remember when I first started doing moto vlogs, it's like that's all you could do. And now it's like, all right, do you have a trauma kit in there?
You got 2 friends with him, I think? I don't know, dude. You all right?
Ooh, trike. Probably couldn't navigate that corner very well. Just embarrassed.
Get up right now.
Hopefully he's doing fine. No injuries.
Helmet or nothing.
Very good. Yeah, because you don't need to take the helmet off in this situation. So when we talked about taking helmets off, and why do you do that? It's because they have a full face helmet and they're not breathing. If they have a the modular helmet like this and it's flipped up and they're not breathing, you still don't need to take it off. You have access to their airway. So you only take it off if they have a full face and not breathing. That's it.
Like the guys, we can hit this back.
Unless they take it off themselves. But then again, at that point, they are breathing.
Well, just in case, man. You don't know. Your lip's bleeding. You obviously hit.
Yeah, his lip's bleeding. He probably had the chin up. So if you're riding with a modular helmet, keep it down.
The bike's leaking gas. It's hot. You need to get him away from you.
Yeah.
It's not gonna blow up. It might catch,
Thanks for watching till
but it's gonna be very quick. Okay. So guys, thank you for watching this video. Focus on the Smart Rider principles and sign up for the MTC Rider Academy so you can prevent some of these things. But yeah, hopefully you learned something, and I'll talk to you guys later.